Hi everyone. I was at the Disneyland Resort for the opening holiday weekend here in 2025, where it was just incredibly wet and gray all weekend, something not very typical in Southern California. And you might have already seen my video from DCA and know just how crazy it was. Now, we'll head across the plaza to Disneyland, where the weather began to improve slightly. But it still affected many attractions being open, as you'll see, but it only slightly dampened the holiday spirits. So join me as we experience this rainy walking tour of Disneyland for the holidays.
You stay on the sidewalk.
Oh, so much roller coasters.
Spencer! You just walked away without your bike?
Okay, churro time.
I'm so sorry, Christmas tree.
Aqui? Aí abaixo. Não, 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 usa isso, não.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Sloshing water everywhere. Okay, Austin's gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, looks like we have time to look at that. Well, to get to your hotel, we have to cross the Sit down and we'll be ready.
Koala.
Sophie, baka ito niya mo.
Please remain seated and do not dismount from your horse. until the carousel is come to a full and complete
Didn't want to go in
stop.
front of your camera, sorry.
Once the carousel is stopped, please look down, watch your step, and carefully dismount your horse. Thank you. And enjoy your day at Walt Disney's original.
Derecho.
Bless you. Goodness.
No, we saw it. No.
watching WNOW Funds and that were Louisiana. As many of you know, Princess Diana is the only
Where's your little...
just coffee now.
That's how
No, I'm good. But I do like the warm.
It looks like they used a bunch of lights. No, that's like it's still a bunch of
I mean, are we going to go after these?
Okay.
jumping on like us.
What do you want to write?
Come on, everyone, come on down. Get your crew together if you want to die together. One is straight, the other one is fast.
Okay, so it starts raining.
Ahí búscalo ahorita para que lo tienen.
Standby weight is on the left.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm reading it.
And I am Hina, goddess of rain. We often travel together, wind and rain, through tropic lands across the 7 seas. Come closer, so that you may see what magic there is in fantasy.
Tangaroa, father of all gods and goddesses. Here in this land of enchantment, I appear before you as a mighty tree. Stand back! O mystic powers, hear my call. From my limbs, let new life fall.
Very close. Yeah.
Hot game, hot game. I can play that game. You?
Good evening, everyone. In keeping with our time-honored tradition, we invite you to turn your attention to Town Square for the lighting of our beautiful Christmas tree. Here in the magical place where dreams come true, we hope you'll share the spirit of the season by helping us light our Yuletide tree. So on the count of 3, everyone please join together in saying Happy Holidays. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy holidays!
And a very pleasant evening to one and all from the merriest place on earth.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this rainy walk, or at least found it interesting to see the park in such unusual conditions. It was amazing to see in person just how few rides were operating and how empty some of the sections of the park were. For the next seasonal video, hopefully there are warm blue skies and lots of activity to see. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon on the next walk. Bye for now.